Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Dhamma of Peace series number 47. The 10 wholesome actions. Punna, Kariya, Vutta in Pali. This word is a combination of 3 words. The first one is Punna. Punna means wholesome action. Kariya, or also said Karaka, means must do. And Vutta is the Dhamma of good and wholesome result. So, wholesome action that one must do, which produce good and wholesome result. And it is translated as or named as 10 wholesome actions that one must certainly do. And the first one is generosity, dana. Wholesome giving and sharing make both giver and receiver happy, and the giver receives the gratitudes of the receiver. So, in a very simple statement, that what dana is, it makes people who involve happy, but must be everything wholesome. We have in the past talked about wholesome giving, so I'm not going to go into details what wholesome giving is. And the receiver always thank the people who donates. Generosity, that's the basic of the 10 wholesome actions. And the second one is morality, sila. Sila eliminates chaos and conflicts. If everybody is observing not to do anything that hurts and harms others, that means there will be no conflict and then there will be no chaos. So it brings harmony and peace to all beings. Harmony and peace to all beings that is in touch, directly or indirectly related to the person who is observing sila. So, dana and sila, generosity and morality. And the third one is mental development, bhavana. In mental development, there are 2 types one can practice. One is samatha, concentration, mental concentration. If you practice samatha and succeed in doing so, your mind will be free of kilesa, but only for the period that one is totally concentrated on the object. At that period, it keeps the kilesa, mental defilements, at bay. That means it's still out there at the bay. As soon as opportunity arises, these kilesa will just come and attack you again. That opportunity is when one is not in a state of samatha. And the other technique is vipassana, insight meditation, or Satipatthana vipassana meditation. If one practices that, it will entirely eradicate the mental defilements. For good, they will never come back once you eradicate it. Because it is the insight, it is the wisdom of understanding that eradicates the mental defilements, kilesa. So, 3, generosity, morality, and mental development. And the 4th one is respecting the deserving. Respecting the deserving. Apasarana. Apasarana in Pali. So, people or one must respect people who deserve it. So, what kind of people deserve it? In one line, people who are ariyas, noble person. Noble person deserve respect. Noble person deserve respect. So that is the straight to the target. But we have the whole world and many regions, many countries with many different cultures and traditions. I can't explain about every country, every culture, but in the country where I was born, Myanmar, in Myanmar, people also pay respect to the teachers, parents, grandparents. That's directly related to teachers, parents, grandparents. And also anyone who is older than you are, or anyone who has a higher stature than you have in a good and wholesome way. So we pay respect to teachers, parents, and grandparents, which one is directly associated or related with, and anyone who is older in terms of age or status. Number 5 is volunteering good deeds. Vutta in Pali. Volunteering good deeds. Vutta. You go and volunteer for good and wholesome deeds. You don't go and volunteer to join the army to go and fight the enemies. Okay? These are enemies or are a matter of perception. You think they are enemies, the enemies thought you are enemies. It's a never-ending roundabout. So, volunteer for good deeds, not for violence or hurting or harming, or whether you have to split hairs to do what is good and what is bad. And in here, people are grateful and appreciate those who volunteer good and wholesome deeds. A simple example would be you go and meditate at a meditation center, and then they look after everything that you need. Place to sit, place to sleep, where to meditate, and the food, and making sure that the foods are not spicy, but tolerable to most of the people, digestible easily. These kind of things are done by many volunteers. You don't even see them. Some are in the kitchen cooking, chopping, dicing, some went shopping, and so on and so on. You get the picture. And why are they doing it? So that you could have a very harmonious, peaceful meditation without any worries or anxiety for anything for that matter. That is the number 5, volunteering good deeds. 6 is sharing one's wholesome merits, Dhamma. Sharing one's wholesome merits, Dhamma. People share the good news of the wholesome actions. And here, they are, especially in the West, they have a different interpretation. When you say sharing wholesome actions mean you tell other people about what good things you have done, what kind of good things you have done, as detailed as possible. And some thought, oh, this is just boasting. He is boasting about how good or how great he is. He's boasting what good he does. That kind of attitude, it's not just sharing, it is just boasting to rub it on us. But think about it. If somebody say like that he's boasting, that means that person is jealous and envious of that person. Basically, jealousy and envy mental states are the one that makes one say that way. But there's another way to look at it. When you share the merits one has accumulated with others, the idea is whenever people hear about, oh, what a great things, what a great event, good events happen, okay, an organization or group of people feeding lots of hungry people, sharing food, volunteering and sharing food. When you hear that, it makes you happy. Oh, that's great, that's fantastic. The people will not be starving. You feel happy. When you hear some people mention to specifically this case, they feel happy. And not only happy, but also inspire you to do something like that or similar to that for the benefits of others. See, it has these positive effects. First of all, you are happy. Secondly, you got inspired. You get up and do something good for others. That is why Buddhists share their wholesome merits or wholesome deeds with other people. Pratidhana. Number 7, rejoicing in others' good actions. Rejoicing in other good actions. Patinumodana. Also some said Pattanumodana. Pattanumodana. Just Pali words. Just be familiar with the sounding. So in here, it is quite closely related to number 6. One is sharing and one is rejoicing. Whenever one hears other people's good deeds and speech, so it must be something that you can witness, hear, or see, deed and speech. The Buddhists we rejoice in it and say aloud, even aloud, well done, well done, well done. That's great. Good deed you have done. We are happy that you do. That's why you will hear the word sadhu, sadhu, sadhu quite often. Whenever a good actions or speech or deed is done, once you know it, you rejoiced it. You rejoiced it because that's a good result come out of it. You rejoiced it because you are not jealous or envious of that person's action. You rejoice it, and then you will try and do more things. So they're quite closely related, number 6 and 7. Number 8 is confidence or faith, saddha. So when we say saddha, confidence and faith, as a Buddhist, it is very specific. Faith in the Buddha, faith in Dhamma, and faith in Sangha, and also faith in the law of karma. Faith in the law of karma. Confidence of faith is indispensable. Okay? As a Buddhist, one must deeply believe in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and the law of karma. Because saddha is like a hand. Okay? When you have a hand, you can pick up things. Put here, put there. You can pick up food and eat. You can pick up clothes and dress, and so on. Without the hand, you can't do anything. You'll be at the mercy of others. Just like that, saddha can bring any wholesome endeavor to fruition, which means once you have saddha to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and the law of cause and effect, that feeling, that faith, that confidence bring you to do good things, good actions, more and more. And anything worthwhile, challenging to tackle, they will tackle and they will succeed to do so. Even though you are doing good things, believe me, there are a lot of jealous people. They will try and sabotage for that not to happen because they believe differently. That's why it brings you wholesome actions that spring out of saddha. Number 9 is listening to Dhamma talks whenever possible. Listening to Dhamma talks whenever possible. Dhamma savana. Dhamma talks mean the teachings of the Buddha. We discuss about teaching of the Buddha. And people, monks, who are competent and understand the Dhamma, they give the talk so that others could, people who doesn't know or knows not very clearly, could hear, could understand. And if one hears the Dhamma talk, number 1, you might probably know something that you don't know before. Or you might know something, but suddenly you know from a different angle that you haven't thought about. In other words, it gives you clarity in the meaning of the Dhamma. And also, sometimes people thought, oh, I listened to this Dhamma talk. I've heard it, I don't need it. No, try again. The same Dhamma talk, listen again and again and again and again. And if you do that, you will suddenly gain a certain in-depth clarity which frees you from doubt. Before you thought you understand, and by repeatedly listening, you understand even more profoundly, even deeper to the meaning of it. And when you understand clearly and profoundly, then it gives you the right view. In other words, your doubt is clear, you have the right view, simple. And when you understand clearly, your minds become bright and clear. And also, when one is listening to the Dhamma talk, don't just listen carelessly just to pass by the time. Listen with faith, in other words, with confidence. If you have confidence in Dhamma, you pay more attention. That means listen with faith. And also listen with humility. Be humble. Now, I know this already. Oh, this is easy stuff. I don't know why they are talking about this. That means ego is playing. There's no humility. And listen with respect. Because whenever one does something with respect, one gives much attention, very carefully, to be as precise as possible. So, listen with humility and respect without pride and ego. Pride and egos are the one that blocks you, the progress of your knowledge and wisdom. That's number 9, listening to Dhamma talk and delivering Dhamma talks. It is delivering Dhamma talk is delivering what Buddha has taught us, and one become more and more skillful about the Buddha's teaching. One can deliver the Buddha's sermon to others who would like to hear. Talk the best as you can. When you talk, keep point on these things. I'm not talking about the skillful monks, but there are some people who like to share. And for those people, when you talk, make sure it encompasses clarifying doubts. Make sure you can clarify others people's doubts when you are talking. And also concentration, mental concentration. Focus on that, because if you don't have mental concentration, your mind will be dispersed. When the mind disperses, nothing gets in. And it will become restless and worry. So to doubt such thing as dispersion, restlessness, worries, one deliver Dhamma. So when one is delivering these things, these factors should be included in the way you present. And also, most importantly, the benefits of saddha. If you included all these points in the Dhamma talk, then that will be a good Dhamma talk. By preparing to deliver, one gains more profound insight. Because when you are preparing, you understand even more on the subject that you are going to talk. Because if you talk, there will be questions. And when there are questions, you have to answer. So you prepare in such a way you would be able to answer all the questions people ask related to the talk that you give. So you even understand deeper and more profound. Those are the 10 good things, 10 wholesome actions that one must engage in life. As much as possible, as often as possible, whenever that something is right under your nose, pick up and do it. No second thought. 10 wholesome actions. And these 10 wholesome actions will correct wrong view, ditthi, and deliver right view, samadhi. Samadhi is right view, right understanding, one of the Noble Eightfold Path. One start with the theoretical understanding of the right view. When you completed your practice, then you have the experiential understanding of the right view. In Buddhism, right view is supremely important, critically important. May all of you be able to engage with these 10 wholesome actions and bring the world, including yourself, to peace and harmony as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.